Hi, I'm Jim Lombardi. I live in Meadville right now, but I used to live in Montclair, New Jersey, where I started running when I was 16 years old. So this is my 60th year of running right now. Most years I run a bunch of races. Sometimes I run, I used to run 30 races in a year. Now it's probably maybe 6 or 8 or something like that. I started running when I was 16 years old, and that was when I went to Montclair High School in New Jersey, and so I ran track for them, and I ran the quarter-mile run there. I went out for the 100-yard dash because I thought I was fast, but I had to quit that after about 3 days because I really knew how fast people could be. As I got older, I started running longer and longer distances. So when I was a junior in high school, I ran the quarter. Senior in high school, I ran the half. Through college, I ran mainly a mile and 2, and I ran a 3-mile race. In those days, the distances were all in miles. And then after college, like a month after my graduation, I ran a 12-mile race in Binghamton on the roads, and so that's when I went to a longer distance run. These are my logs I have written over the years for almost 60 years now, and they go all the way up to the present date. I have just about every workout and every race that I've ever run recorded in these books. When I really said, this might be something for me, was in a track meet when I was a sophomore in college. And I was running along with another fellow on my team, and he was very good. He was running really well. And so I would always managed to come in close to him at the end of a race, but I didn't really have the desire to do better. And so we were in this race one time. It was the last event of a track meet. Coach comes up to me and says, "You have to stick right behind Eddie the whole way and come in at least second. And if you do that, we're going to win the track meet." And so, it was all on me. So we started. It's a 2-mile event, so we're running 2 miles. And this other fella from the other team was a good runner. And I was just thinking, I have to just follow Ed. No matter what he does, I'm going to do it. And so we were running. It's 8 laps around the track. We're running, and Ed was in the lead. I was right behind him. I was his shadow, and this other guy was behind me. We ran like this for 7 laps. The guy behind me started to pass, and I said, "Eddie, he's coming." And so he picked up the pace, and I went right behind him, and that guy got behind me again. We got to the 7th lap, and the guy behind me was really getting psyched. I could feel it. And we got halfway around that lap, and he came by me. He must have been mad because he heard me talking with Ed about trying to, pick up the pace. He was going to pass us. He pushed me off of the track. He would have been disqualified, I think. He pushed me, I just about fell down, and they were gone. Eddie had taken off at that point, and that guy was following him. I got my legs together again, and they were a good bit ahead of me, and my adrenaline must have just been, running wild, and I took off after him. And coming into the finish line, I passed that guy, and I was about ready to pass Eddie, and I said to myself, the coach told me to come in second. And I just followed Ed right across the finish line, and we won the meet. I think that I run because I like to make friends who are also runners. And so if I go to a race, I'll meet people, talk to them. If I know them already, we'll talk a lot. If I'm just meeting them, we'll talk a little bit. But the next time I meet them, we'll talk more. And I've had some really nice experiences just getting to know people. Along the same kind of lines, I like to help people too. Now I'm really happy that I have a lot of people who kind of come to me to ask me questions about running, or if they have sore muscles, I can help them learn about how to massage their muscles or what to do, how to stretch in a certain way. The thing that gives me a lot of joy is helping them learn how to run and train and to run faster. Not necessarily because they're competing, but just so that they can improve and enjoy running more. Because just imagine being with someone who has never run a marathon before, and you have helped learn how to run a marathon, and then they run it, and then they get to the finish line, and they go across the finish line. Maybe you can't imagine it, but let me tell you what happens. Both of you start crying because it's such a great experience. And then you get such a bond with people, like doing things like that. Oh, maybe about 12 years ago, I started to learn more about ultramarathon running. Jim Fitch, who was a friend of mine, he introduced me to ultramarathon running. I had always run the distance up to the marathon, but the distance beyond the marathon is called an ultramarathon. So I'm going to run a long run in 2 weeks from now. And there's a race near Cleveland called the Green Jewel 50K, so it's 31 miles. I've studied the elevation map, so I know that there's a hill right in the beginning. So I'm going to take it easy going up that hill. I know about the pace that I want to go because I've gone to Google Earth and I've found out how steep that hill is and how fast I'm going to be running. And so in the last few weeks I've been training on hills that are about the same incline as the one at the beginning of that run. And so I get the feeling for it. I could probably do it I think I could run up that hill now without even looking at my watch because I can feel in my body what kind of strength or energy that I'm going to have to use going up that hill.